How Johnny Depp helped a crew member avoid homelessness. During filming, the sprawling set of Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides was alive with activity. It was a cinematic masterpiece in the making, with hundreds of crew members bustling about, each fulfilling their role to bring the grand vision to life. Among them was a sound engineer named Clara. Clara had worked in the film industry for over a decade, but this was by far the most prestigious project she had ever been a part of. Yet while the glamour of working on a blockbuster film surrounded her, Clara's personal life was anything but glamorous. For months, Clara had been struggling to make ends meet. Her father's medical bills, a consequence of his recent heart surgery, had drained her savings. Despite working long hours on set, she could barely keep up with the rent on her modest apartment. Each night after wrapping up work, Clara would sit in her car and calculate how long she could stretch her remaining funds. The numbers never added up. Clara had kept her struggles hidden from her colleagues. She feared that admitting her difficulties might jeopardize her reputation as a reliable professional. But the stress was becoming unbearable. She often found herself retreating to quiet corners of the set, overwhelmed by the weight of her situation. Little did she know that someone had noticed her struggle. Johnny Depp was known for his dedication to his craft and his ability to bring characters like Captain Jack Sparrow to life with unmatched charisma. But those who had worked with him knew there was much more to him than his on-screen presence. He was approachable, compassionate, and had a knack for connecting with people from all walks of life. Johnny would often walk around the set, chatting with crew members, cracking jokes, and making everyone feel valued. It was during one of these casual interactions that he first noticed Clara. Johnny had asked Clara a simple question about her work, but her distracted and hesitant response caught his attention. Over the next few days, he observed her more closely. Clara was professional and diligent, but there was a sadness in her eyes and an exhaustion that went beyond the demands of the job. During a break in filming, Johnny struck up a conversation with her again, this time asking how she was doing. At first, Clara hesitated to share. She had grown accustomed to keeping her problems to herself, but there was something about Johnny's demeanor, his genuine concern and lack of judgment, that encouraged her to open up. She spoke vaguely about her financial struggles, not wanting to burden him with the full story. Johnny listened intently, nodding thoughtfully. A few days later, Johnny approached Clara again, this time asking to speak with her privately. Clara's heart raced as she followed him to a quieter area of the set. She wondered if she had done something wrong, or if her earlier confession had somehow offended him. But Johnny's first words immediately put her at ease. "I hope you don't mind me saying this," he began, "but I can tell you're going through a tough time. I've been there before, and I know how overwhelming it can feel." Clara was stunned. She had never expected someone like Johnny Depp to relate to her struggles. She nodded, unable to find the right words to respond. Johnny continued, "I don't mean to pry, but if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know." And I mean that. Clara was too proud to immediately accept his offer. She assured him that she would be fine, but Johnny wasn't convinced. Over the next few days, he discreetly asked other crew members about Clara, piecing together more details about her situation. What he learned troubled him deeply. Clara was not only struggling to pay her rent, but was also at risk of eviction. Determined to help, Johnny came up with a plan. He approached Clara again, this time with a concrete proposal. "I know you're not the type to ask for help," he said, "but I'd like to take care of your rent for the next few months. No strings attached. You've got enough on your plate, and I want you to have one less thing to worry about." Clara was overwhelmed by his generosity. She initially refused, insisting that she couldn't accept such a gift, but Johnny gently persisted, emphasizing that he saw it as his way of paying forward the kindness he had received during difficult times in his own life. After much hesitation, Clara tearfully agreed, thanking him profusely. True to his word, Johnny arranged for the payments to be made anonymously. Clara was able to focus on her work without the constant fear of losing her home. The relief she felt was immeasurable, and her gratitude toward Johnny was boundless. Word of Johnny's kindness spread quietly among the crew, though he had made every effort to keep the gesture private. Those who heard the story were not surprised. It was just another example of the actor's unwavering compassion. For Clara, Johnny's generosity was life-changing. It not only saved her from homelessness, but also restored her faith in humanity. Years later, Clara would reflect on that pivotal moment and the man who had stepped in to help her when she needed it most. She would go on to achieve great success in her career, often crediting Johnny Depp as the person who had made it all possible. Their paths would cross again on future projects, and each time, Clara would be reminded of the extraordinary kindness of a man who used his influence to make a real difference in someone's life. Johnny Depp's gesture was more than just an act of charity. It was a testament to the power of empathy and the profound impact of helping others. It was a reminder that even in the most glamorous and fast-paced environments, a single act of kindness could change a life forever.